Hello and welcome to my waffle about executive decision. There you go, Kurt Russell. Off to the side there, the stealth bomber in a hangar. Obviously a nice orange sunset. Orange was used massively at this era. Bad Boys, Dark City had a bit of a variability going there. Drop Zone being one of the bigger ones. Daylight. It was the era of orange in my opinion. And Executive Decision, again, it's not maybe one of my go-to films. I mean, Kurt Russell, yes, The Thing, yes, Big Trouble in Little China. But Kurt Russell at this era came off the back end of Stargate, and obviously one of the best child actors ever, as he's literally made a long career of Hollywood movies. And this one comes along at the time of I remember being put on a plane to New Zealand between my parents about 95, 96, and Turbulence being advertised everywhere. And I was like, that's kind of like, a lot of people have fears of flying. It's the same with a shark in the water with Jaws. So the last thing you really want to be seeing is some kind of espionage heist movie. And the stealth bombers at the time as well have been quite popular. Obviously, Broken Arrow would follow, or I'd say Broken Arrow would follow. Now, the reason why I'm waffling on about Executive Decision, it has popped up on this channel a few times the last couple of weeks. And this is the copy I had a few weeks ago in a previous video. And there's something very important about this. Now, this is a Warner Brothers release. It is an all-star cast. Halle Berry's in here, John Leguizamo, a couple of more familiar faces there. Oliver Platt's in there, and it's basically Kurt Russell playing it's a bit, again, coming off the back end of stuff like Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games. It's about making the call, and it's basically using a stealth bomber to board a Boeing 747 to rescue some hostages and stuff. And Kurt Russell doesn't want to be the guy to get on the plane, but is the guy to get on the plane and becomes the hero of it. And it's kind of crazy to think how big aeroplanes can be, and can someone really be running down below and up above. And it's intense. It's not as intense as that new one with Idris Elba, Hijack. Wow. Anyway, why am I waffling on about this? Now, you probably hear there they go, oh well, Steven Seagal's in this. And I went, yeah. So this is why this film is in this collection now, right? Because this is the DVD release. It's been out on Blu-ray. Looks very similar. It is part of Steven Seagal's box set. It's one of the only ways you can actually probably still pick it up on Blu-ray. As I say, Steven Seagal is in here. He doesn't get his name at the start of the movie, and basically, as anyone knows, Steven Seagal suddenly gets sucked out of the void and sent 35,000 feet to his death. So here you go, there's the Steven Seagal box set. Under Siege 1 and 2, Hard to Kill, and Nico Above the Law, and Executive Decision. This is pretty much the Warner Brothers collection. And as you see down there, boom, that's what I've just been talking about. Now, I basically kind of seen this movie because I like Steven Seagal now. I fall asleep all the time watching Under Siege when I'm a bit too drunk. And recently, me and Carl and Britt took a trip over to Ashton area to meet a guy who was selling a job lot of stuff. I says, look, I'll come over and see what you've got. He was selling it, unfortunately, after the passing of his son. And basically wanted a lot of money for it. He had some really cool stuff, but it's not the money I was talking. He had a really good press kit for, I think, Fifth Element and The Mask. And he basically had a load of VHS samples. And this is what I was talking about in the other video. He had basically came in after he'd sold this job lot, put him in the right direction. He managed to buy it, pass it on, and he kept this video sample sleeve. And I have no idea what I've done with it. I've filed it somewhere, I thought it was somewhere, and I made a reference to it recently on the video, and I was like, right, okay, boom. Now, as life tackles in a serious way, I don't know what life tackles in a serious way means. Sorry, I just had to move the camera angle as well. I actually found the VHS the other day. And this is a big box rental, and get ready because Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal appears on the right with his name underneath, and obviously was removed from any form after this on any kind of advertisement because he sort of fell out with everybody. He wanted more money, and then he was meant to be on the plane. It was meant to be a double-header movie like they were trying to do in the 90s with stuff like Demolition Man and Rising Sun, where they were trying to pair people up. And Steven Seagal kind of just went, nah, I want more money. So he never got on the aeroplane. They just killed him off. He'd already been contracted. He would do another film with Warner Brothers, I think Fire Below or Fire Down Below. But this would sort of Steven Seagal's sort of fall from stardom, I think. just being a bit of a hard ass. But to get this, it's really cool. It's still got Blockbuster on there, Steven Seagal down the side. It's not Kurt Russell, Steven Seagal. It's Kurt Russell and Steven Seagal as Corporal Travis somebody. Hang on, wait till it comes back around. So professional I am. But this is just a really cool one to have in the collection, actually. It's Corporal Travis. So you can get his name. Stealth bombers in full view. Bit of a shot of the cast there as well. They've took away the hanger. So they've kind of changed it quite dramatically as well. And, you know, Steven Seagal just, you know, sort of fell from grace after this. But, you know, from that to that, that's what I was talking about. And it was hard to find. It was a hard to kill video I did, actually, because I couldn't find what I was talking about. And it was, again, the whole removing Steven Seagal from the front cover. And it's, you know, it's quite unorthodox. It's very, it's common for a VHS cover to have a different cover to DVD, and then DVD to Blu-ray, then, you know, look at The Fugitive now in 4K. But yeah, it's really weird for suddenly, like, a top star, the draw of the film to be completely removed from the box. See you in the outtakes. Okay, in the outtakes, I've just grabbed 4 big box VHSs off my shelf of favourite VHSs. First one up, it is Drop Zone. There's the orange I was talking about. Wesley Snipes, barely visible on the artwork. His name's there. If you see it now, it's Wesley Snipes looking back at himself, which looks like a scene from when he gets on his bike. Full focus. You can clearly see it's Wesley Snipes. And it's just not as cool. The quad is up at HMV, which I used to have. And I just think it's a really, really cool cover. And obviously embracing the orange I was talking about. And then next up, dun, 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 we have, it's a flip cover. It's orange. It's Bad Boys. And this is the only way you're going to see Bad Boys alternative artwork. As I say, it's when the guys are on the floor, or the boys I should say. Very orange, 2020 vision. It's a flip cover, so again, embracing the orange. And if I also talk about embracing the orange, another film all around the same time, and you're going to hear a bit of rustling in the background here. Last Man Standing, Bruce Willis. Love this artwork, absolutely love it. It's actually really cool what's just happened, actually. Now, Last Man Standing, out the blue, class artwork, but the artwork now for Last Man Standing is all but ugly. And I've just quickly flipped around Bad Boys, and that's probably the Bad Boys everyone knows. And I've just found my tickets from the anniversary, the 20th year anniversary. That's really cool that I put them in there. Don't often do that, but yeah. Orange boxes at that time. There was loads. The vibrant orange pop. Highlander 3 had a very high, bright pop. As I said, Dark City. The Crow, very similar. Obviously everyone thinks of The Crow now, of the iconic walking with a long shadow. Obviously at the time it wasn't. It was just Brendan Lee on the front, just looking a bit smiley and a big fireball behind him, really. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Goodbye for now.